told you I wasn't sure I could trust that man. You see, it's not like we were trying to cause you trouble for the Association of Countrymen. We were just, we were just just busting balls. He probably told you to leave it all to him, since he could handle both our groups. It's an old trick of his. Claiming immediate trouble while actually fanning the flames before running away with the money. It's a habitual crime for him. Ah, how terrible. Sir Richard, we were fooled by that man. In the first place, we should talk to each other directly to solve issues between us. We don't need an intermediary anymore. There's no need for such a suspicious man as him. What would be best for all of our countrymen living in City 23? That is what we need to discuss together at leisure. Indeed. As soon as their leader was gone, things moved quickly, even though they had found Davis a bit suspicious. Even they had. They had formed an opposition faction because Davis stood at the brunt of all the attacks, but none of them wanted to get in the fight with Primavera directly. Seems a man fooled us good. My, how embarrassing. My hope is that we will form a city where our Japanese countrymen continue to live inside Tokyo. To do that, we must have a foundation to make deals on an even playing field with American and Chinese merchants. Oh yeah, quite true. I have no reason to doubt you anymore. Merchants must be servants, after all, supporting the lifestyles of the people. Servants of all. We have no intention of withholding our support for the sake of our countrymen. Yes, indeed. After this, dealings and bribes proceeded as planned, and it was expected that the establishment of a City 23 distribution association would pass it easily. Davis did make quite a mess of things, but he was useful in just one way. And that was building a list of those in the opposing faction. Even if the establishment vote passed, those people would probably continue to hold a grudge. Fuck them. Having a list of people to watch for from the beginning was huge. Now they'd probably just have to take their time and make these people agree from the bottom of their hearts. I mean, you could just push them. Make him feel uncomfortable. We've got the okay from President Seto, too. He agreed that it was a misunderstanding and promised to cooperate. Still, that Davis guy really made them think that we were nasty. We're outcasts after all. It's easy to make people believe things about us that may or may not be true. Thanks, Stella. Thanks to you, we managed to resolve a lot of misunderstandings. If there's something even I can manage to do, it's not a job you have to do. What? Okay. Please leave the club to Meryl, and leave to me all those things you shouldn't have to do. I'm truly grateful, Stella. I've got to keep trying harder. It's the other way around. Please take it easier and easier. I agree. The fight you're fighting isn't yours alone. Yeah, brother's right. This is a fight for all of us, so we can't let you steal away all the good parts for yourself. Anyway, sorry. I've got to move on to my next appointment. See you later. I think you might be better at negotiations than me, Stella. I've got to learn from you. The most important skill for a lady of the evening is understanding a person's emotions to control them, isn't it? By the name of Primavera's number one, I've got to clearly convince them too. Seems you're living life to the fullest. Make sure you get enough rest. Of course. See you later, Rose. Wayne, could you find someone to get a car? He working hard? Of course. Rose worked so hard she fainted, right? You'd better make sure you work that hard too, okay? It's crazy here for me too. Now I've got to deal with all those problems you just left sitting around. You'd better work until you drop too. Hey, your car's here, so go knock yourself out. You two, go and get knocked out. Knocked out. Frantic days of deal making, the young execs ran about to the best of their ability. It was still half formed. They could feel a sense of everything was steadily moving forward. And so Madame Rose's plan moved another step forward. Gathering the distribution net in City 23's Japanese community into a single unit was a massive project. By managing matters so that no particular camp gained too much power over distribution, they would be able to preemptively stop economic domination by those with malicious intent. To each individual merchant, it may have been unpleasant as though their ability to exercise personal judgment had been stolen. However, if they placed too heavy of an emphasis on commercialism, in the long run, they would end up selling away their ability for discretion. Hey, it's fine. Fuck that. Merchant had been tempted by the foreign wealth offered by Wang in exactly that way when they tried to sell City 23 away. Even to Rose, it was undesirable that personal rights should be expressed to serve others. Suppress. Fuck. However, she also thought that matters should be managed so that personal rights taken too far didn't harm the rights of her countrymen as a whole. Now in the 21st century, controlling personal rights in such a way would probably be denounced as totalitarianism. Furthermore, since those decisions were made by Madame Rose alone, it would probably have even been viewed as a dictatorship. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you can just have both. Especially since Madame Rose had never been elected to any position. Well, that would just be a monarchy at that point. Which again, still not actually really mutually exclusive. However, now that they had become a minority after the Great Disaster and losing the war, liberalism and democracy weren't necessarily appropriate. Such ideologies only work in nations that have seen a certain level of prosperity. When a house everyone lives in catches on fire, can the situation be resolved by liberalism and democracy? Sure, maybe. With liberalism, which prioritizes the rights of individuals, everyone would try to escape first, and everything would end up burned to a crisp. Well, I mean, it would also prioritize the people that help save the people, because that's like the whole point of liberalism. Yeah, it's the way I describe like liberalism and democracy, it's like it's for the people. Like it's individual. We as individuals make society. Like that's the whole point of democracy. We live together. We work together. At least that's how I see it. And with democracy, the whole house would burn down while everyone was debating how best to resolve the solution. Yeah, sure, okay, that's a nice meme, but in times of crisis, people come together, obviously. When a race is possibly on the brink of destruction, dictatorship and totalitarianism can deal with the situation faster. Right now, the Japanese colony in Tokyo truly was becoming a house that was half burned down. In that sense, you might say it was wrong to criticize Madame Rose as being dictatorial and totalitarian. In any event, it was an undeniable fact that a truly interesting colony was forming in this corner of Tokyo under a single charismatic leader. With, like, who fucking cares if a race is on this brink of destruction or whatever? Quote unquote, quote unquote, quote unquote. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, I think there's more important stuff than, like, oh, well, I'm fucking Japanese. Okay. And as a result, we have approved the establishment of the City 23 Japanese Countrymen Distribution Association. Though there was a few blank votes, there was no votes in opposition. The establishment was approved by an overwhelming yes vote. What? It was only what? It was only yeses. Just because people abstained, that's just a non-vote. It was only yes, not overwhelming. It was 100%. Those who had been dashing about to support this vote went around shaking hands and hugging, complimenting each other. Congratulations on the vote, Madam Rose. Thank you. Now there are no more problems remaining on our end. It looks like it. Now we only have to deal with issues between us. There is something about Yuki that makes me fucking lose it. I would like to move forward slowly and surely in dealing with those issues. There's no need for you anymore. We women will handle the rest. That will not do. For the sake of our countrymen, the GDS must not withdraw. Please stop using that stiff sort of Japanese speech, okay? It's pretty annoying. Seems even the Black Dragon Lee is no match for his little sister. Yeah, his little sister is literally a fucking dragon on her own. Your little sister has had quite a big role too, Richard. Without Stella, I don't think we'd ever gotten so many votes. Gotta fucking suck dick for votes. In a limited span of time, Stella had formed an acquaintanceship with many businessmen and negotiated with them. At first, they looked down on her as a former lady of the evening. They looked down on her for being a female. That's number one. But she sleeplessly studied all the information and numbers. She then used her trained techniques of controlling people's hearts as a weapon to win their respect. Fucking queen. Even now, she was walking amongst those who had supported this vote, shaking hands and hugging. Winning the vote was one thing, but doing it with such a large percentage is significant. It's not a large percentage. It's just we won. There's no opposition. What? I don't understand. We won. There's just no opposition. Yeah, it's a big deal when we see use numbers to see how united everyone is. Congratulations, Madam Rose. Thank you very much for your efforts, Lieutenant. Oh, where's the captain today? My apologies, but he's running a little late. The truth is, there's a man the captain wanted to introduce to all of you today. Oh, goddammit. Could it be? Is he a friend of the captain's? Perhaps is the rumored major, a special officer commissioned for the purpose of eliminating organized crime. Very good. We set up several appointments, hoping to have an audience with him, but we could never get through. The same goes for me. Perhaps he was always busy, for I have never heard him speak. Of course, why would a major, not Anne, why would a major commission for Why would a major commission for eliminate organized crime meet with the mafia? Duh. Yuki, this matter involves us. You must go over there. Ugh! Fuck you, is what that says. What's with the Yuki? She looked mad. I don't have siblings, so I'm a bit jealous. Well, there are times that I'm jealous of you. I don't really get it, but I'll take it to mean brother is bad-mouthing her. You must understand. Ow. I'm starting to see why Richard and I get along so well. Brothers and family, huh? I'm jealous. Wayne, who always stood in wait behind Rose, was probably the only one who heard her talking to herself. He finally understood. There's no doubt that Rose was a saint with noble ideals. However, she really was a human, not an angel. Duh! Come to think of it, even Wayne had never heard about Rose's family. He'd heard once that her father was Greek, but he didn't know anything else. Who had ever taken notice of the loneliness of this person, who always reached out a helping hand to the lonely? Leo? On that day, Wayne finally understood it. That's why he was as great to her as he was. Rose was no angel, she was human, and he treated her as such. In her ideal world where countrymen gathered together like a big family, she must never have felt any family position for herself. How foolish I've been. How foolish to never notice the loneliness of the person who saved my lonely self. Rose, what is it? We can do it. We can all become a single family. Thanks, Wayne. But I have a family on my own. I'm fucking pregnant. Wish. After all, you're the first family I ever had. At those words, Wayne decided to dedicate the rest of his life to her. Even now, he is known as the consigliere, he who has never forgotten the words and the smile from that day. Pardon me, but he has arrived. Seeing the captain and major are here. This is no place to talk, so perhaps we could move to a different room. Major Gabriel Caboraya, was it? If only we'd known we'd get a chance to meet him today. We could have at least brought him a greeting present. Lieutenant, would it be possible for me to meet him as well? Yes, please do. The major seemed to want to meet you too. If so, he might have met with me earlier. He probably wanted to study us thoroughly before meeting. I see. I do hope he was not frightened. Lee and Richard laughed together in Chinese. The lieutenant, who didn't understand what they were saying, smiled politely. I'll go and greet him too. That's okay, right? I'll have to introduce you as my aide. I do hope he's the type you're good at dealing with. Leave it to me. As long as he has a dick, I can wrap him around my little finger. Damn, man. Damn. I know you can't wrap that around. Got her ass. Why the fuck would you censor dick? Fuck off. Please refrain from speaking that way in front of the major. Dick or cock, I guess. Everyone this way, please. Fucking God. But it's true. Any fucking straight dude with a fucking dick, Stella's got. I'll say it. Same with Rose. Same with Meryl. Same with Yuki. All of them. Hey there, everyone. Please let me apologize for not greeting you sooner. Also, I'd like to offer my heartfelt congratulations on your successful vote in passing the City 23 Japanese Countrymen Distribution Association. My, what a dashing major. It would take quite a shrewd man to become a major so young. Phil! What did they say in Japanese? Oh, what a surprise. You can't speak Japanese, Major. My father said that learning Japanese would worsen my pronunciation of L's and R's. Ha, that explains your good pronunciation. They weren't saying anything in particular, just talking about how you're so hot and it's making them wet. God damn it, I never knew it could be so unpleasant to be spoken of by someone right in front of you in a language other than English. This is quite a precious experience. It's an honor to have you join us in a place like this, Major. Pleased to meet you, Miss Rose Ibarra. I am Gabriel Caboraya. Greetings. It must have been difficult for a man of Japanese descent to raise to the rank of major in your country. Not at all. The question is whether or not you pledge allegiance to the Stars and Stripes. That's all it takes to become a member of the family known as the States. I mean, if you just ignore the fucking concentration camps. But you know what? That's fine. Gabriel smiled, but Rose's eyes sensed no warmth there. Like, the only thing that would be different, like, if he was, like, he's half Japanese, obviously, but it would be really, really, really hard, like, with internments and camps and stuff. He would have to be, like, born to someone very important to not get thrown into a fucking internment camp. But that can be used, and that's why he actually would be put on, like, some kind of assignment like this, because he speaks the language and because he's Japanese. That's why they would send him there. So that part makes sense. As long as you pledge allegiance to the flag, then everything's fine. Nowadays, kind of. Some people are still racist, but you know what? That's how I know real people bleed red, white, and blue. She realized that he was probably prejudiced against her as a mafia boss, which added some hostility to his gaze. However, as two fellow humans, it was surely possible for them to understand each other. Yeah, sure. Rose shook his offered hand. His hand was a beautiful, transparent white, yet frigid, as though it was made of porcelain. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mayor. I am Lee Meiju, and I run City 23 Chinatown. Black Dragon Lee, was it? Quite a terrifying nickname you have. Feels like being asked to shake hands with a viper. Not terrifying at all, after all. You are the eagle which eats vipers. A pleasure to meet you. True. Would that young lady happen to be your little sister, Miss Lee? No. This is Miss Stella Mayugi. This is the younger sister of Richard Mayugi, Primavera's consigliere. I don't like the tone there. It's an honor to meet you, Major Gabriel Kaburaya. I'm Stella Mayugi. My apologies. And I have yet even tried to memorize you from your picture earlier. It seems the beauty of the genuine article surpasses any picture. Please forgive me. She's my aide and involved in negotiation work. She's very reliable. I don't like that he's singling out people related and trying to memorize them. What a shame, now I can't come to the club and play with Stella anymore. I would play with Meryl. There are plenty more cute girls to your liking, Captain. Please patronize them as well. Please allow me to greet you as well, Major. I'm Richard, the consigliere. A pleasure. The pleasure is mine. I hear you've supported Madame Rose for a long time as our advisor. I've heard the efforts of the Mayugi siblings have been essential to Primavera's current prosperity. Yeah. Not at all. We feel we've hardly done enough and intend to vote ourselves further. So, Mr. Lee, is Miss Miju not here today? Miju? She's been so busy with work. You have my sincere apologies. You are here as a special officer commissioned for the purpose of eliminating organized crime, so I assume there would be no need for my sister to attend. Ah, that's right. She isn't a member of the GDS now, is she? Gabriel spoke with Rose on several harmless topics. When Rose explained her theory for building a world where Japanese, Americans, and Chinese could all live together, Gabriel nodded with an angelic smile. Rose, Richard, and Stella seemed to be working hard to converse in a way that would get the Major to like them. Meiju Lee joined in, but he seemed a bit cool. That metaphor of his about snakes and eagles, he seemed that there was something blocking any chance of compatibility. Well, I mean, like the whole meme of like the American bald eagle holding a fucking thing of arrows. It's not the Mexican flag. He could sense it thanks to the time he'd spent starting up from nothing in the criminal underworld. But there's fucking olive branches in the other claw of the eagle, so it's fine. And he pitied Rose and the others, who were trying to curry favor with this man without realizing. However, there's no helping it. In this Japan, our China is on a completely equal playing field with America, so we can analyze our opponents coolly. However, to Japan, America is a superior country they have to earn the affection of. I cannot get along well with this man. I was trying not to bring Yuki here. Though Lee thought this, he smiled politely. Thank you, Phil. It's been proven now that you spoke to me quite honestly. I wouldn't want to deal with that punishment you were talking about. Today when I saw their faces, all the pieces came together inside my head. I finally understand Primavera and the GDS. Oh? As you say, Primavera's actual business is being handled by the Mayugi siblings, not Madame Rose. Going by Madame Rose's appearance, I would say that she may still be doing actual work, but is trying to retire from the front lines. When it comes down to it, she's still a normal, frail girl. It's pretty incredible that she's worked as a mafia leader. Well, I guess it's like chivalry. Wouldn't you rather serve a spunky princess than a frail king? I would. I'd always take the spunky princess, no matter what kind of king. In other words, she's a symbol. A beautiful princess can stir up the masses just by combing her hair in a towel. However, I have no intention of letting my guard down. That lady still is the mastermind behind the nighttime incident of the roses and guns, yes? She may not look it, but she really gets fired up when the going gets tough. Even if she loses Richard, that won't shake her. I imagine not. We can't take her lightly. She's dangerous. Then we have the GDS. This young lord character hardly seems the type to dance in the palm of my hand. They leave CE-23 entirely to Lee. They have a lot of Chinese military officers behind them. He's untouchable. So our foe will be Lee after all. And with today's meetings, I'm certain Lee's weakness is his little sister, Yuki. I swear to fucking God. Anyone touches her, they're dead to me. I want them hung. Skinned alive. Well, Lee, Richard, all the big brothers of the world have little sisters as their weaknesses, I guess. After all, they're the first enemies that these creatures know as big brothers face in this world. So little sisters, how truly interesting. At times like this, I'm sure there is a God. Oh? Are you gonna start saying you also wanted a cute little sister? You'd better give up with that dream. Or would you like to borrow my little sister for 3 days? Oh wait, 3 days won't be enough. I'm sure she'd just play nice for that long. This is a truly most interesting turn of events. Apparently, Battler's idle banter didn't even reach Gabriel's ears. Yeah, he's not fucking paying attention. With a smile that didn't expose anything going on in his heart, Gabriel stared at his own eyes reflection in the window. I know exactly what his fucking intentions are. He's gonna try to kill Yuki. Or at least hurt her. What do you mean his intentions aren't clear? They're obvious. Not that bad. Still fucking demon deer. Still really fucking high, 11 million. Jesus. No one can fucking touch me. I'm going for world record.